Taxes are incredibly important because if you do them wrong, you're going to be in trouble with the government. BigCommerce makes taxes pretty easy to collect, but if you've never thought about when and how you should collect taxes, and for online sales, we're specifically talking about sales tax, then it can be confusing. So let's cover some of the big concepts you'll need to know so you understand when you should collect taxes. Almost all products you can sell online are taxable. That means you have to collect taxes for those products and submit those taxes to a governing body. There are usually a couple of exceptions for necessary products like food or medicine, but these vary state by state and country by country, and sometimes they have criteria that you need to meet as a vendor. If you don't know if you have to pay taxes on something, assume that you do. You can always hire a tax professional to know for sure, but a safe bet is to assume that you have to collect and submit sales tax. The biggest and maybe the most confusing area for new store owners is nexus. Nexus is basically a business presence in a particular region. A business presence varies slightly in definition, again state by state and country by country, but for the most part it is a physical space like an office, a warehouse, or even a storefront. It can even be something as small as a storage locker, could count as a business presence. It could be an employee in a different state, or it could even be an affiliate in a different state. As an example, if I have a home office in California, I definitely have Nexus in California. If I had an employee in Wyoming, then I'd also have Nexus there. Right now, I have to collect taxes whenever someone in California purchases a product from my store, or if someone from Wyoming purchases a product from my store. But if someone in Kentucky, where I don't have Nexus, purchases from my store, I don't have to collect taxes. Once you know where you have Nexus, you can start figuring out your rates. And once you have your rates, you can enter them in BigCommerce and they'll automatically be applied and will be charged to the customer. So when your payments come into your bank account, you'll want to check how much tax revenue you collected and set that aside. Everything I just said is how the rules are currently set up. A recent Supreme Court case may change all of that by letting any state charge sales tax even when the customer lives in a different state, basically throwing out Nexus. So keep an eye out and consult with a tax professional. There's one more quirky tax requirement we have to talk about, and that's European Union's VAT-MOS. It's a requirement that anyone who sells digital goods to a country in the EU must collect EU taxes and submit them. To anyone not in the EU, it seems extraordinary to submit taxes to a different country, but this is a real requirement. There haven't been any stories yet of how they're enforcing this, however they do have the power to do so. What you need to know is that if you sell digital goods like an ebook, a webinar, or software, you should collect VAT tax for customers in the EU. If you only sell physical goods, then you don't need to worry about VAT-MOS. Now that you know all the basics, let's check our tax settings.